So here we are, first episode of our jonesthetrainer.com, and we're giving podcasts a bash. I certainly never thought we'd be doing this at the start of the year or even probably lockdown. So
No, I definitely thought I'd be too old to get to grips with this kind of technology, but I'm half worried, half excited.
you're kidding on. You're the one that does all the technology, so that's mighty impressive.
Well, we'll give it a bash and see where this ends up.
This is very true.
Go easy on us.
Go easy. I know. Please don't. No harsh feedback. Not to start with. So today we're basically just going to give a little rundown about the app itself and what we've decided to set up over the course of the last few months, and just a little insight into how our lockdowns went and what we've been doing in terms of try to keep our training as normal as possible, and a bit about our food and just general life, I suppose, and see how everything's been going.
Yeah, I think after having the idea to set up the online training at the start of the year, after being told by a lot of people that I should consider setting something up, moving online, I thought, well, if we can set an online training platform up. Spoke to James about it, see if he wanted to get on board. We both got excited about it. Started it up in February, just in time before the lockdown came into effect for the coronavirus, which obviously affected a lot of the business for PTs, but actually allowed us to get to grips with setting things up online and start building up our client base.
Yeah, because tell us just a little bit, because you were like a dog with a bone with this, really. You just kind of got the idea, got it in your head, and you were just determined to make it work, really.
Yeah, well, after doing a little bit of the research online and seeing what was out there that would allow online personal training, there's some good platforms out there that have been made. We use PT Distinction. There's also True Coach. There's some good ones out there. I did the research. I was looking at what other online PTs were doing. Thought that you need to come across, if you can come across online with the same kind of personal training style that you would have with face-to-face clients in real life, then you've already got a good product ready to go.
And the big thing with this, I think for us as well, was it's so much more accessible for people. The one-to-one personal training is great when you're in face-to-face as well, but not everyone can commit to a time and a place to be somewhere.
Yeah.
And then even the expense of one-to-one personal training as well. So this is so much more affordable, so much more accessible, and it gives you all the content you could possibly need to go into a gym and train yourself and sort of learn to educate yourself, I suppose, about the fitness industry and how to put yourself through training sessions and nutrition and putting your calories and macros together. It's just...
That's right, yeah. But I got quite excited that it was another wider platform for me to get across my awful banter as well.
Well, you've done that the last few months, trust me. Absolutely. So yeah, a little bit about your background as well, and I know people that have obviously been following you in all the socials and reading your blogs and everything will have seen, but where did everything start for you in terms of your fitness?
Well, going back, and this is back a long
ago.
time ago now, where
Back
women,
in the war.
we're back, yeah, like, exactly, and girls weren't allowed to do full length press ups, and you could still spot reduce fat from your belly and all that kind of stuff. But I think I started out. I'd been studying fitness at college and decided that I wanted to go to university to do sports science, and I thought that would be good because you just basically get to doss about and kick a football around and play a bit of rugby and basketball and just join that student life. And then you go and you find out that you're actually sharing lectures with doctors and biologists and biomechanics and
you realise,
biomechanists and
oh fuck, this is real.
Yeah, this is real now. I've actually got to do some study. So, but I really enjoyed it, and you are doing a lot of study. You're learning about the body. You're learning about the biomechanics. You're learning about injury. Even the trajectory of a football after it's, when it's being kicked towards a goal. But I really enjoyed it and enjoyed student life. At that time, decided that once I'd finished uni, I was probably going to go into the army. So just to see whether I liked that, I signed up for the reserves. and in the reserves, I met Corporal Alistair Lane.
This is the man that changed your life.
The man that changed my life. He'll be listening to this. I don't want to give him too much accolade because. He said to me, he's like, oh, what is it you do on Civvy Street? I said, well, I'm a student. I'm doing a sports science degree. He went, well, I'm a manager at a gym. I work for a guy called Matt Roberts, who was a kind of celebrity trainer, if you like. This is back in 1999. And he was one of these sort of celebrity trainers that had set up a gym in Mayfair, small place in Mayfair in London. And him and his brother had worked hard to build up the business, and they started getting a few well-connected people and celebrities, and his business took off like that. And I was lucky enough to get a part-time role working for Matt Roberts at that point whilst I was studying, and also in spending my weekend warrior days with Al Lane. So yeah, that's how it all started off.
Yeah, and do you think having an interest in fitness and I suppose sport as well is just kind of where it all developed from, and then came from there in terms of getting into the strength and conditioning and then personal training side of things as well?
Yeah, well, I when I left London, I moved up to Glasgow, and I had grand visions of starting a company that was similar to the setup down in London. And I moved to Glasgow. Personal training wasn't really as big a thing back then. It wasn't as commercial. Obviously, there were coaches and there were fitness coaches, but thinking of having a personal trainer, I think, was still a little bit. This was people that had a lot of money that wanted to throw about. Yeah. It was a bit of a luxury.
Everything would be totally different because this is what, early 2000s?
Yeah, this is 2001.
2001.
Yeah,
so you're looking at the whole industry. There was no such thing as pure gyms, the gyms.
Nope.
The only things that were around were elite health clubs that cost a lot of money to join. You had to pay back in the day 175 quid just before you started paying any fees. So personal training was not accessible whatsoever.
No, it wasn't accessible, and I think it was starting to become that way. Like even a difference from moving from London. So in London, people at that time were paying something ridiculous like 120 to 120 pounds to train with Matt Roberts. They were paying £50, 50 or £55 an hour to train with me, and then I moved to Glasgow, and the prices that I could charge were cut to £20 back then. Even that's changed to these days, but it did make it more accessible. More people were starting to realise that actually it wasn't just as a luxury, and that people could get some actual benefit from training with a coach that knows what they were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, a big thing which kind of leads to people and why we think it's such a good tool for people signing up to and getting involved in is because there's that element of basically being really scared of going into a gym if you don't know what you're doing. And I can remember when I was 16, 17, even older, I would go into the gym, I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing, didn't know how to lift weights, didn't know how to do it properly, and you'd get a little bit anxious and you just go and jump on a treadmill and don't know what you're doing, and then you leave early, and that's such a stigma that still exists. Even personal training, one-to-one, online, it just gives you that little bit more confidence because you're following a plan, and there's so much content there that just gives you that confidence within yourself to go into a gym and know what you're doing.
Well, this is it, and this is something I've been saying for years. Get a coach, get yourself a personal trainer. It doesn't matter even if you only use a personal trainer once or twice. You use them once a month, once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Have somebody that knows what they're talking about, who you get on with, that's got a good coaching style, that understands what your needs are, that can put a program together with you that you can then go off and do yourself. But if you're not sure, the minute you step through that door, ask about a PT, ask about somebody that can coach you.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, your experience within that sort of relays into a lot of the content that we've seen going out, especially during lockdown in this period, that we've seen all your old workouts surfacing from army days and all that, and the fitness industry changes, but the basics and the principles just remain the same, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to fitness, as they say. But I mean, I have put up a lot of my old workouts, and There's the infamous ton-up session, but you know
We
you are
won't talk about that.
well, you are
We've ruined lives with the tunnels.
Big James's hell in the house is definitely the one that's been people that's putting fear in people.
Torture. And how's lockdown went for you?
Well,
I know we're starting to ease out of it now. We're into sort of week 12, week 13 almost.
I'll be honest. It's actually gone well with the online training in particular. Lockdown happened not long after we set this up. Luckily, we had the platform up and ready. We had sat down and come up with a plan on how we were going to market it, what kind of content we were looking to do, how we were going to get clients, how we were going to deliver a good service to clients. We sat down and spoke about what packages we were going to offer. Both decided that we had a good plan forward and we were going to push ahead with it. And then lockdown happened. But what that actually meant was that I didn't have any other distractions, such as any of my face-to-face coaching. Going in and out of the gyms. I was basically stuck in the house and actually it gave me a real good focus during lockdown to be able to start going, right, okay, well, let's make a real go of this, and what better time for people to be signing up when they're stuck in the house. Absolutely. With no gym access and wanting workout routines still.
And we've seen that across everything. You look at people's social medias and stuff, and when we first went into lockdown and it kind of hit home with everyone, and everyone started to realise we could be in this for a little while. Fitness shops are selling out of all their kit, weights, dumbbells, you name it. It's all disappearing because people are like, right, okay, I'm going to need to be training from home. People are out walking more. The Strava feed is fuller because people are cycling and doing stuff that they probably wouldn't have done, and just adjusting to a slightly different way of life because you don't have the access to the same routines that you've been into for the last however long. And I think it's actually probably, when I look at my training over the last 12 weeks, probably done me the world of good because I've got out of the routine of just being like, okay, getting up today, I'm going to work and I need to fit an hour strength session into my day somehow, and you lose the focus of actually enjoying it and you're just doing it to tick a box so that I've accomplished that, that's fine, I've done, that means I'm healthy. You have to mix it up, you have to be a little bit more creative in the garden, doing different workouts. You need to get out and get a bit of fresh air, and done me the world of good. And I think it has a lot of people as well. I think it's really perked everyone and probably spiked their fitness levels a little bit while they're at it.
Yeah, I think people have realised that there's maybe they've been forced to approach it in a different way, but maybe realising that as you're coming out of lockdown that you can have access to online sessions, and you can have a personal trainer in your living room giving you a home workout, and how much you can do with a simple setup of some basic kits, bands, dumbbells and kettlebells. Actually you can get an effective workout, home training. I know a lot of people are probably still looking forward to getting back to the gym and being able to throw around some big weights, but
I don't know what that feels like. So.
I've forgotten what it's like stepping into a gym. I was lucky enough. I've got a home gym set up here, so actually my training was probably been the best it's been in a long time. I mean, even to the point where I actually decided I'd try some cardio again.
Yeah, I know. When I seen that surface on social media, we were all worried, and so were several other people as well. You know your history with cardio.
But I think for sitting down for you and I and discussing what we were going to do with the app going forward as well. We've been talking about getting involved in some events going forward, something that we can kind of use for content for our Jones the Trainer members to get involved in. What do you think going forward? What kind of thing are you looking forward to?
Yeah, well, again, like I said, this lockdown's kind of changed my outlook and everything again. I've got a buzz back for cycling, and although my body's not holding up to it at the moment, getting out and getting running again and stuff. So yeah, looking forward to trying some events and getting some of our members involved as well. So if we can get we're keen to do a Tough Mudder style thing. I'll let you explain just a little bit more what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, Tough Guy, that's the the old school forerunner of Tough Mudder. I think is Tough Mudder, was that American? I think Tough Guy was sort of set up in an old farm in Old Purton, just north of Wolverhampton. I did that 20 years ago the first time, and I think sort of Tough Mudder is a similar kind of thing, but Tough Guys.
So I think we're going to try and get a team in for that.
Get some people involved.
It's a bit of fun. There's an element of the dreaded cardio, but it's getting dirty and obstacles along the way.
I mean, it's a good time, to be setting up and trying new things. Rumour has it that you've even started yoga.
I know. I didn't want this to come out on here now, but we're now into week 3 of my yoga, my new lifestyle now. I'm all zen.
You've changed.
My hips are all flexible and everything now, and I wish, but it's good. And like we say, we're definitely going to sign up for a few events and for fun and enjoyment, but keen to do a couple of more serious ones as well, and get a bit of swimming or cycling in there along the way. See who we can drag down with us. So just to kind of finish up on today, what we're going to basically be doing with these podcasts and the theme going forward. Every couple of weeks we hope to have one coming out, and we're just going to choose a different topic and different content for each one. We'd love people's feedback as well. If there's anything that you would like to know more about or have any questions, then we're more than happy to discuss them as well. Some special guests lined up along the way as well, which will be fun and keep things interesting. But ultimately just to share some of our experiences and knowledge on the fitness industry, and in any way we possibly can help people, isn't it?
Absolutely. And obviously we've set the app up and the website up for people to come in and share in our fitness knowledge and our coaching style, and come, being able to put our own coaching styles across online. And so we want as many of you to try it out. Sign up, head to the website. It's jonesthetrainer.com, and just click on the free trial button. Sign up. There's no obligations. You can stay on it for as long as you want, and you can get in touch with us at any time to find out more about it.
And some of the content, just to sort of relay what's all on there, we've got everything from detailed strength and conditioning programs to calculators to help you set up with your macros, how to set up your MyFitnessPal for tracking it all. There's a big range of stuff on there.
We've got running programs on there, coaching videos, demonstration videos. Once gyms start opening and going back out, we'll be running Facebook live sessions on squat coaching the squat, looking at deadlift technique.
A big range of everything, isn't there? There really is, and that's where our members fall into it as well. We're putting content together that's suited to people that want it and what they're looking for, which is the big thing.
So check it out.
Go on,
try it
free
out.
Trial for sure. Everybody needs to at least sign up for our free trial, and Jones's daily newsletters, which are the highlight of everyone's coffee.
Sign up to our amazing daily emails.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we will be back with our next episode very shortly.
Take care, everyone.